parties in the country are dismissing the election results that confirmed 92-year-old incumbent Paul Biya as the winner. The country's Constitutional Council declared Biya winner of the election with more than 53% of the vote. Biya is the world's oldest serving head of state and has now won an eighth term in office. For reaction, we speak to Dr Marius Tchonang Pokah. He is the leader of the opposition party, the Cameroon Renaissance Movement in South Africa. Dr. Pokah, thank you for making time for us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you very much.
What's been the reaction then on these election results from opposition parties? Ordinary Cameroonians, we heard from our Yaoundé correspondent earlier, are rejecting the result.
Yes, well, we are dismayed by these results. We are disappointed, and once more, this has been happening more and more. And you will understand that as Cameroonian, we just can't accept this result. This is definitely a hold-up. This result has nothing to do with reality. The result from the poll were very much different from this. What I can tell you, just like on top of my head, is that all looks like they have just swapped the result. So they attributed the result of Chiroma Bakary to Paul Biya, and then gave the. But I don't even think Paul Biya was able to get more than 20%. I can tell you that for sure. So we are definitely very much disappointed and dismayed by this.
If you are not happy with the results, then what action will you follow? Would you be formally objecting?
Well, objecting formally will be more of a waste of time, because this very Constitutional Council that announced the results yesterday, 8 of the members are members of the Biya political party, which is the CPDM. So definitely these are people that I don't think even in their dreams they can ever read a result which is not calling Paul Biya as the winner. So this time along, well, again, the Constitutional Council is more like that last resort. So even contesting, there is no other jurisdiction where one can contest.
Cameroonians in the diaspora over and above those who are in the country are also rejecting the election result. So what chances could there be that these elections would be seen as credible in any way? And what should international observers be saying?
Well, international observers actually need to take their responsibilities and really tell Biya that, no, listen, this enough is enough. There is no way who in their right mind can elect a 93-year-old grandpa to rule a country. The international community needs to take responsibility. The African Union needs to take responsibility. I participated in the vote here in Pretoria at the Cameroonian embassy, and I can tell you that in Pretoria, out of close to 800 people that voted, less than 100 voted for Paul Biya. That I can tell you. I attended it. I counted the vote here in Pretoria, at the embassy. Mm-hmm. And just to tell you again how incredible these results are, here in Pretoria, we had 12 spoiled ballots. But the result that was announced by the Constitutional Council yesterday told us that for the whole diaspora, there were only 8 spoiled ballots. So already less than what we got here in Pretoria. So you can understand that these are results that were cooked. Before maybe the election, they already had their results prepared. So this is definitely not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
Chiroma Bakary, the main challenger to Paul Biya, who received 35% of the vote, according to vote counting, had also claimed victory. You believe that these results were swapped between Paul Biya and Chiroma Bakary, and that he is probably the one who has won the election. What do you think his reaction should be in terms of what Cameroonians would expect him to do from here on out?
Well, our understanding will be that it is not actually only his victory, it is the victory of people. So Cameroonians needs to get out and fight for their right. Cameroonians needs to get out and claim their victory. We cannot allow this to happen like that. So Chiroma has already called people to actually resist and defend their votes, which the call has been heard, although now the brutality of the police. The day before the elections were read, 4 young people were shot dead in Douala in Cameroon by the police forces. So people are resisting, but the brutality of the army, and as we are talking about the brutality, it's again the time for me perhaps to call at the international community to say we need to take our responsibilities. Yesterday, the images that I got from Cameroon showed clearly that there were a tank, there were military tanks in the patrolling the street. And among the tank that I saw by myself, I saw a French-made tank. I saw the South African-made tank. I saw the Nyala. The Nyala was patrolling the city of Douala yesterday. So again, this is military equipment sold by developed countries, sold by real democracies, but which is being used against civilians to prevent them from expressing their right to protest. So, but Chiroma has called for Cameroonians to resist to this hold-up, and it is happening.
One of those complaints that came from the Cameroonians who are rejecting the vote results is that there's no change in the country, and they're very disappointed at that because that's the one thing that they wanted. How can Paul Biya's administration convince, especially the young voters, that there could be some sort of change? I mean, it's essentially his seventh second chance at this.
You mean the eighth, right?
It's the eighth year's presidential term. It would have been the second chance on his second term.
Oh yes. If we put it that way, yes,
If we do the math
definitely it
that
would
way,
be.
yeah.
Yes. So, and again, well, they might say whatever it is that they want to say. Let me just give you some statistics about Cameroon. The youngest minister, as we are speaking in Cameroon, is close to 80 years old. So definitely, I don't see what they can tell young people. So we're talking about a country with the unemployment rate, the official unemployment rate is close to 60%. So young people are sitting at home, and the old who were supposed to be resting are in office. The very president of the Constitutional Council that called the result yesterday is 86 years old. All right? The National Police Commissioner of Cameroon is 91 years old. So they might say whatever they want to say, but I can tell you that young people are just fed up. And they, I don't see what the current government can do. I think they have run out of inspiration. In fact, they ran out of inspiration more than 30 years ago. You know, so clearly they've got nothing left in their bag. They should just really do the honorable thing and move out. That should be for the good of the whole country.
Does that also speak to the government of Cameroon then almost saying we don't care about the voices of young people?
That's exactly what, you know, they might not say it using words, but their actions show that actually. You know, their actions show that. I will give you some another information. You will go in a university where you've got a lecture room that was built to host 200 learners or 200 students, but you will easily find that very lecture hall with more than 1,000 people squeezing in trying to learn. And after that, even after the qualification, they will be jobless, right? You will literally go in the street and see the street vendors are people holding bachelor degrees, master degrees. So clearly, this government has proved beyond reasonable doubt that there is nothing they can do to change course.
How is Biya's health? As he's seen, or is he seen as somebody who could even compete, or complete rather, this eighth term? It's been reported, or it's actually been noted, not just reported, that he hardly makes any public appearances. Has anyone scrutinized and investigated his fitness to hold office this eighth time?
Thank you very much. That's a great question. In Cameroon, they will tell you that the health condition of the president is top secret. You are not even allowed to talk about it. But as you might know, or it is reported and everybody knows, he spends almost all his time in Switzerland for medical care. Right? This mandate, which is finishing, the term which is now finishing, which went from 2018 to 2025, he has not held a single cabinet meeting. When I say he has not held a single cabinet meeting, you can understand that. So it is rumored that currently the country is being run by his wife, Chantal Biya, and the Secretary General to the Presidency of the Republic, which is more like the DG to the presidency, like if we want to use the South African term. So this is Ferdinand Gongo. Those are the people literally just in many public events, what they will just put there will be a picture of Paul Biya, or in some instances, they have even pushed it to the point of bringing in a marionette of Paul Biya just to show the face, you know. And to tell you some other thing, even if you look at the ballot paper that was used for his campaign, the last picture even his supporters used is a picture that dates from 1995. So we're talking about people here who are even ashamed of showing really what their leader looked like. So really, and the health condition, I mean, the guy is who can be healthy at 93 years old? This is the other question we need to ask
Yeah.
ourselves.
Mm.
Yeah, at 93 years old, definitely you need to be sitting with your loved one, your grandkids play with you, and that's the only way they can even actually make you feel like you are healthy. But this is not the case with Pobia.
With great grandchildren, even at that age.
Thank you. Actually, the great grandchildren. So this is really the situation we are in. The guy has not held a single cabinet meeting, so definitely he's not holding the country. There is a joke where we say that he has divided the country. So whenever you are appointed somewhere, it is your part of the country that he has given. You do as you please, which is why they have been building a road for the last 15 years, and they have not even built 10 kilometers of that road, if you can think about it. And then you only
Mm.
hear about cost overrun. And so the country is not old. We are on autopilot.
What do you expect to unfold in the hours ahead regarding protests? There were reports of looting. Could that continue, or could the government step in and say, "Let's talk about things. Let's have dialogue," and government gives a response that could be satisfactory?
We will have really hoped that the government can do something, but this government is definitely a death to the cry of young people. And I know that the supporters of the regime will be focusing on the looting, but I will rather say that people are protesting. People are protesting, and you will agree with me that no one can leave their job to go and loot. So if people are in the street, you understand again the level of unemployment in the country. This government actually for the past week or so, they have been trying to arrest as many opposition leaders as they can. So that shows you that these people, they don't know what is called dialogue. They don't know dialogue. You might be aware that we've got two regions in Cameroon that have been at war for the past 8 years now, or if not 10 years. It started in 2016, yes, 2016. A movement that started by a protest by teachers and lawyers. What did the government do? They sent in the army to beat them up and arrest the leaders of that very movement. As we are speaking, all those leaders are in prison. Then more leaders have been created on the ground, and there is no one to negotiate with, if the government even wants to negotiate. So I would have really hoped that this government can create a platform for really a dialogue among Cameroonians, but they have proved beyond reasonable doubt that that will be expecting too much from them. It's really unfortunate. What I believe, though, is that responsibilities. I
Right.
would say again, South Africa, and as one of the best democracy in Africa, should take its responsibilities. The African Union must take their responsibilities. I believe this is the only way that we can force this government to really sit and try to look for solutions for the crisis we are in.
Dr. Pokah, thank you so much for your valuable voice on this matter and for your time.
Thank you for having us. Thank you very
A
much.
pleasure. Dr. Marius Tchonang Pokah is leader of the opposition party Cameroon Renaissance Movement in South Africa. Of course, getting reaction there from political parties who are in opposition to the current government of Cameroon, voting saying that the main opposition leader or the main challenger to current incumbent President Paul Biya, Issa Chiroma, only received 35% of votes, and that Paul Biya got 53% of those, Issa Chiroma Bakari being the opposition there. We remain to see in terms of what other political parties will be saying, those who are in opposition, as well as ordinary Cameroonians. They've already expressed that these elections, they reject the result, and they're not happy that there won't be any change in the country. 92-year-old President Paul Biya going for an eighth term, his seventh chance, as I like to put it. If you do the math, he's gotten 7 second chances at this.
Africa Update on Channel Africa.